All right, so I have my cute little clutch purses. I got 5 of them done, and so now I just need to make some little wristlet straps with snaps on the end to go with them. And so I have some leather scraps in a pile next to me that match these clutches, and I've got rivets, or I can stitch however I want to put these together. So 4 out of 5 of these have this beautiful turquoise or aqua colored embossed leather, so I can use that. Or the contrasting, I have some of this reddish brown suede. I have some of this leather left over. This darker brown I couldn't find to match, so this one will definitely have to get a turquoise wristlet. I don't want to work with cowhide right now. I could, but I just would rather not if I don't have to, because then I'm cutting and there's hair everywhere. And then this one has a different leather that I also have some of that too. So I already cut 2 pieces of my turquoise embossed, and it would be fine on its own. If I wanted to do this quick and easy, I definitely could just use this. But I feel like I want it to be stabilized, so I am going to back it. Gosh, I feel it, and now that I'm saying that out loud, I'm like, that's a little overkill. But that's kind of how I do things too. So I don't know. Maybe we'll do one backed, one without, see how that turns out. Great idea. So, with that one that I don't have contrasting leather, that's okay. I can just use whatever. I could use this for that as well. So why don't I just cut 2 strips of this? And what I've got here is about, or I should say at least a 13-inch long piece, because my completed strap should be 6 inches long, which it folded in half is 12, but we need a little extra to go around our hardware. So we will have at least 13 inches for that little fold at the end. All right, now this piece of leather, I've got like a stretchy bendy part right here, so I don't want to use that. It's okay if I did, but I don't have to because it's long enough on the rest of it. So I made 1 straight cut, and I apologize about the glare for the light. That's just another thing I'm trying to figure out as we go through the tech of videoing what we're working on. And if you're following my artist pages, I also posted the video where I got super frustrated because I am struggling with the videoing and finding time for it. Okay, whoops. So I wanted to use the side of the ruler that tells me how long it is. Yeah, it's plenty long. Okay, I've got it about 17 inches to where the straight edge ends. Let's flip it so that I can cut with the ruler on top of the part I'm measuring. So I'm just doing 1/2 inch on this first one. If I want, I could do the standalone. This will be the backing for that turquoise one. And if I wanted to do the standalone of this, I could make it a little wider, and that would probably be a little more stable as well if I didn't want to do an extra layer. So smart. Okay. So just using that straight edge with my rotary cutter. At the very end, I gotta bring my fingers up because it starts to move because I'm not pressing the leather under the straight edge, under the ruler. And that's kind of a problem. So as long as I've got this leather already out, the measuring thing already out, I'm gonna cut another strap while I'm here. Trying to be efficient with my time as well. Let's just try a whole inch on this one. I don't know that I've got a snap, at least like these cheaper small snaps, that I can do an inch at the hardware. So I might have to taper it at the hardware end, or at both ends, I guess, but as I figure out how I'm gonna do that. And I'm just gonna do a quickie little cut here because that won't be my final end cut probably. Okay, so I've got 4 straps now. One that'll be, these two are gonna go together, standalone, not sure yet. We're gonna try one on its own. So that makes 3 straps. I got 5 bags, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what I said in the beginning. Still have to recount them. I think that with this dark stuff, I don't think I have a full strip length. So that, even though it's nice and thick, like that would have been a great one to do as a standalone, I don't think we'll be able to. So toss that out. Let's see what else we got with the turquoise. I have thin pieces, which if I wanted to, I could just do a thin little one. This piece is 13. That'll just barely do it. And that is 13 at the 1/2 inch. But what if I wanted to go like 5/8? Am I gonna get, I'm gonna get 12 and a half. I'm gonna go for it because there's extra sticking out. We'll just try it. I mean, I might have to taper the ends in anyway on this as well. Okay, so as when I'm measuring this, I can see that my leather's kind of bending in this way. I gotta keep it at the 5/8 inch mark all the way through. There we go. That's much better. It's flexible material. I don't expect it to be exactly flat and exactly straight. Okay. So 5/8. All right. Anything else long enough? This was our extra on that one. And I got 12 inches at this line if I wanted to use it. Well, let's go ahead. Nah, we'll just leave it be. This is, if I wanted to, there's a cut here. That was, I just did that. I shouldn't have done that. What I wasn't thinking about. So this was our bendy spot, but let's say we wanted to use this as the back of that 5/8 inch. We're just pretending to see if we can get something out of it. And, oh yeah, there's definitely a good enough length to it. Oh, but there's not, because if I cut at that 1/2 inch mark, there's not enough right here. So never mind. I do have some other colors, but I don't, these match bags that haven't been made yet, that have been cut but not made. So let's just start with that. Oh, this one is long enough, maybe. 11. I don't know. I have an idea. Okay, so that we can use this. We're gonna do it similar to bridle reins that have water loops. So we're gonna cut the length. Let's make sure it's nice and straight first. And yeah, I could use the lines on my table. That would be smart, but I don't have to, because that's what the clear rulers are for, so you can see what's under. Okay, so I've got a straight edge. And I'm doing this diagonally because I feel like it's the best way to fit it in the camera while not completely turning myself and twisting and turning and hurting. All right, let's do this at, we're just gonna play with this. We're gonna do 3/4 on this one. Okay. And then likely the piece that goes around the hardware, because we're gonna put this together and then we're gonna actually do another piece here. See, but like So that's the thing, like, how can I hold it with my wrist? Not really. Or I can't really like get in and out. This would be just more a grabber. So I don't love that. Folded, it's 10.5. So I think in order to let your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I mean 11. 10.5. 5.5 times 2 is 11. But then you're using up some of it if we put the loops on it. So I don't know. I guess we could still do it. It's just, I just don't love the length. Let's try it. All right, so we're just gonna cut a little piece then. Doesn't have to be very long. So we'll just use the short end. Looks like it's straight already. I'm gonna just cut it at 3/4 and then I can trim it back when I figure out how big my hardware is. Okay, so I'm really reaching across the table here. I feel like I should pull everything towards me. We were gonna back one of these, so let's get our glue. Let's do the long one. Well, no, because I don't think it needs to be doubled at the hardware. This is plenty long though. Okay. This is me making decisions all day long.